Suge, the notorious music mogul whose name has been synonymous with West Coast hip-hop and controversy for decades, is now at the center of shocking reports about his life behind bars. Sources close to the situation suggest that the realities of prison life are far harsher than fans might imagine. Suge, facing challenges that go beyond the usual confines of incarceration, from alleged threats to his safety to clashes with other inmates. Insiders reveal a side of Suge that has rarely been exposed to the public. According to multiple accounts, Suge's time in prison has been marked by both physical and emotional strain. Rumors of altercations, heightened tensions, and strict surveillance have surfaced, painting a picture of a man navigating one of the most dangerous and unpredictable environments imaginable. Friends and former associates express concern for his well-being, emphasizing that life behind bars is testing not just his physical resilience, but also his mental fortitude. Fans and media outlets alike are intrigued as details continue to trickle out about his daily routines, interactions with other inmates, and the measures he must take to ensure his safety. Social media has been ablaze with speculation, with debates ranging from questions about his personal security to the psychological toll of long-term incarceration. What was once the life of a powerful and feared industry figure has now become a struggle for survival. And the stakes are higher than ever. As the story unfolds, the public is getting a rare glimpse into the hidden realities of Suge's prison life, revealing dangers, conflicts, and struggles that go far beyond the headlines. Prepare for an in-depth look at what's really happening inside the walls of his incarceration. Suge, the infamous mogul whose influence over West Coast hip-hop once seemed untouchable, is now facing a very different reality behind the cold, unforgiving walls of prison. Sources close to the situation reveal that life for Suge is far harsher than fans might expect, with every day bringing new challenges, threats, and emotional strain. Once a figure feared for his power and influence in the music industry, Suge now navigates an environment where reputation means little without careful strategy, vigilance, and constant awareness of potential danger. Reports indicate that Suge's safety has become a constant concern. In a setting where conflicts can escalate in seconds, insiders say he has to be extremely cautious about interactions with other inmates, particularly those with long-standing grudges or ties to rival factions. Friends of Suge express concern, emphasizing that the walls of prison do not distinguish between fame or past notoriety, only power, alliances, and strategy determine survival. Even simple activities such as moving between units or attending meals require awareness and caution, as rumors of intimidation, threats, and altercations are common. In addition to physical safety, Suge is reportedly facing significant emotional and psychological challenges. Sources suggest that the isolation, strict rules, and constant tension have created an environment that is mentally exhausting for a man accustomed to controlling situations in the industry. The lack of autonomy and the constant need for vigilance is a new kind of stress. Friends who have spoken to insiders claim that he has moments of reflection about his past actions, recognizing how his rise to power and eventual fall has landed him in this dangerous and unpredictable environment. Insiders also reveal that Suge's interactions with prison staff are under intense scrutiny. Rules and regulations are strict, and even minor infractions can lead to disciplinary action or heightened scrutiny. Every movement and interaction is observed, and Suge reportedly has to carefully navigate authority figures while maintaining a sense of safety and self-preservation. His high-profile status only adds to the complexity, as officers and inmates alike are aware of his notoriety, which can be both an asset and a liability. Reports of tension with other inmates have also surfaced. Suge's reputation precedes him, and while some show deference, others may seek to challenge him, exploit perceived weaknesses, or provoke conflicts for personal gain. Friends and insiders note that the environment is unpredictable, and even those with experience in prison life acknowledge the constant threat of confrontation. Maintaining alliances, staying vigilant, and avoiding unnecessary conflict are essential strategies that Suge reportedly employs daily to navigate the dangers surrounding him. Social media and public speculation have amplified the intrigue around Suge's current circumstances. Fans and commentators debate everything from his physical condition to the psychological toll of life in prison. Analysts suggest that the transition from a powerful industry mogul to an inmate with limited control over his environment represents a dramatic shift, one that tests not only his physical endurance but also his mental resilience. The contrast between past and present highlights the stark realities of incarceration, where fame provides little protection and every decision can carry high stakes. Despite the challenges, Suge reportedly tries to maintain routines and habits that provide structure and mental stability. Sources indicate that he spends time focusing on personal reflection, interacting with select inmates, and carefully managing his daily activities to reduce risks. The goal is survival both physically and mentally, an environment where even small missteps can have serious consequences. Those close to Suge stress that maintaining composure, awareness, and adaptability is critical to navigating the volatile dynamics of prison life. Friends also reveal that the emotional toll extends beyond Suge himself. Family members, former associates, and close friends are reportedly concerned for his well-being, experiencing anxiety about his safety and the psychological impact of incarceration. Communication is limited, and the inability to directly influence his environment or provide protection adds to the stress experienced by those outside. The ripple effect of his imprisonment is therefore felt not just by Suge, but by an entire circle of individuals who once operated within his sphere of influence. The stakes are further complicated by the high-profile nature of his case. Unlike most inmates, Suge Knight's every move is scrutinized by the media, fans, and industry observers. The leaked details about his daily life interactions and rumored conflicts fuel speculation and discussion, creating a pressure cooker environment where the consequences of any action are magnified. This constant attention requires careful navigation, as missteps can result in heightened danger or further media scrutiny. As Part 1 closes, Suge Knight's life behind bars is revealed as a delicate balance of survival, strategy, and adaptation. Once a man who wielded immense influence over the music industry, he now faces the harsh realities of prison life, a place where past power provides little protection and every day brings new challenges. With threats, tensions, and emotional strain mounting, the world watches closely, curious about how the notorious mogul will endure, adapt, and navigate the dangerous environment surrounding him. As Suge Knight settles into life behind bars, the challenges continue to intensify. Sources close to the situation reveal that every day brings new struggles, from maintaining personal safety to navigating the complex social hierarchy within the prison system. Former associates emphasize that Suge, once accustomed to controlling boardrooms and recording studios, now faces an environment where he must constantly adapt to survive. Inmates and staff alike recognize his notoriety, and while some show deference, others see opportunities to challenge him, exploit perceived weaknesses, or provoke confrontation. Insiders report that Suge is under continuous observation, with every interaction monitored by both guards and fellow inmates. Maintaining composure has become critical, as any lapse could lead to escalation or disciplinary action. Sources describe a man constantly calculating his moves, aware that one misstep could have severe consequences. Even routine activities, walking through the hallways, attending meals, or engaging in conversation require heightened vigilance, as tensions can escalate unpredictably. Suge's previous experience commanding respect in the music industry provides him with some advantage. But the rules of prison life are unforgiving, and reputation alone cannot guarantee safety. The emotional toll has reportedly been significant. Isolation from familiar surroundings, limited communication with loved ones, and the daily pressure of survival contribute to heightened stress levels. Friends and family express concern for Suge's mental health, noting that the transition from a life of power and influence to one of restriction and constant threat is profoundly taxing. According to insiders, he has been forced to reflect on past decisions and confront the realities of his current situation, a process that is both humbling and mentally exhausting. Conflict with other inmates is another constant threat. Suge's history and fame make him a target for manipulation, intimidation, or direct challenges. Sources indicate that certain factions within the prison have been observing him closely, attempting to gauge his responses and identify vulnerabilities. Survival often depends on forming strategic alliances, demonstrating controlled strength, and avoiding unnecessary provocations. Suge reportedly spends considerable time navigating these social dynamics, using his intelligence, street experience, and prison staff are complicated by his high-profile status. Every movement and decision is scrutinized, and any perceived defiance could trigger disciplinary measures. Friends note that he must carefully manage relationships with officers, ensuring compliance while protecting his own interests. The need to maintain a balance between assertiveness and caution adds another layer of stress to daily life, forcing him to constantly evaluate the potential consequences of even the smallest actions. Social media and public attention have amplified the pressure. Details of Suge's prison life, whether confirmed or speculative, circulate widely, subjecting him to commentary and analysis from fans, critics, and journalists. Analysts speculate on how these pressures impact his mental and emotional well-being, with some suggesting that public fascination may exacerbate the challenges he faces inside. For Suge, the combination of personal danger, emotional strain, and constant scrutiny creates an environment where survival depends on focus, resilience, and careful decision-making. Medical and emotional support have become critical components of his daily life. Sources close to Suge indicate that he is under ongoing medical observation, managing both the physical strain of incarceration and the stress-related impact on his health. Emotional resilience is equally important, as the pressures of prison life test his patience, judgment, and ability to respond under duress. Advisors, legal representatives, and select contacts outside the facility provide guidance, helping him navigate challenges while maintaining safety and strategic positioning. The leaked reports of tension and alleged threats inside the prison have fueled widespread speculation. Fans dissect every detail, wondering how Suge is coping, who his allies may be, and whether potential conflicts will escalate. While much remains unconfirmed, insiders maintain that the environment is highly volatile, and Suge must rely on both instinct and experience to navigate daily life safely. The ongoing uncertainty adds to the stress, making every day a delicate balance of caution, strategy, and adaptation. Despite the challenges, sources suggest that Suge is employing strategies to maintain control and structure. He reportedly focuses on routines, observes social dynamics closely, and engages selectively with other inmates to minimize risk. These actions are critical in an environment where unpredictability reigns and miscalculated decisions can have life-threatening consequences. The combination of careful observation, strategic alliances, and disciplined behavior serves as a framework for survival, allowing him to navigate the complexities of prison life while maintaining a sense of agency and stability. Family and friends remain deeply concerned, closely monitoring developments and offering support where possible. The emotional toll extends beyond Suge, as loved ones grapple with anxiety and fear over his safety. Sources reveal that communication is limited, heightening the stress for both Suge and those connected to him. The combination of physical danger, psychological pressure, and concern from loved ones underscores the high stakes of his incarceration and the profound impact of prison life on everyone involved. As Part 2 concludes, Suge Knight's prison life emerges as a relentless test of endurance, intelligence, and emotional resilience. The combination of threats, social complexity, High-profile scrutiny creates an environment where every decision carries weight. Fans, insiders, and loved ones alike remain riveted, awaiting further developments, while Suge continues to navigate the precarious and unpredictable realities of incarceration. His story is one of survival, adaptation, and the constant struggle to maintain control in a world where reputation offers limited protection, and danger is ever present. Life behind bars for Suge Knight has reached an intensity that few could have anticipated. Sources close to the situation reveal that the challenges he faces daily are not only physical, but also deeply psychological, testing his ability to adapt, survive, and maintain composure in an environment where every action is scrutinized. The notorious music mogul, once in total control of his empire, now finds himself navigating a world where power is fleeting, alliances are fragile, and danger is ever present. Reports indicate that Suge has faced multiple threats from fellow inmates who either resent his notoriety or see an opportunity to assert dominance, while some inmates reportedly show respect due to his past influence. Others are drawn to challenge him, testing his reactions and seeking any signs of weakness. Sources reveal that he has had to exercise extreme caution, employing strategic communication, observation, and careful interaction to protect himself from potentially life-threatening confrontations. Survival, insider stress has become the ultimate priority, often outweighing any concern for comfort or status. The psychological toll of incarceration has been equally severe. Suge, who once thrived in high-control environments, now must contend with constant uncertainty, restricted autonomy, and the isolation that comes with prison life. Friends and former associates report that he experiences heightened stress and anxiety, moments of reflection on past decisions, and ongoing concern for how each day might unfold. The abrupt shift from a position of power and authority to one of vulnerability has forced him to confront realities that few in the public eye ever face. Interaction with prison staff adds another layer of complexity. Every move is monitored, and minor infractions can lead to disciplinary action. Sources reveal that Suge must carefully balance compliance with maintaining his dignity and authority among other inmates. His high-profile status means that his actions are often noticed, magnifying both opportunities and risks. One misstep could spark retaliation or scrutiny, requiring him to remain vigilant at all times, despite the constant threats and pressure. Suge reportedly maintains routines that provide structure and a sense of control. Observers note that he spends time assessing social dynamics, forming selective alliances, and strategically managing daily interactions to reduce risk. By focusing on observation, careful engagement, and calculated action, Suge attempts to navigate the unpredictable and often dangerous environment around him. Sources indicate that these strategies are critical for both his physical safety and emotional stability. Reports also suggest that the emotional burden extends beyond Suge himself. Loved ones, friends, and former associates are reportedly anxious about his well-being, feeling powerless to directly influence his circumstances. Communication limitations heighten the stress, and the combination of personal concern and public scrutiny creates a ripple effect that impacts everyone connected to him. The emotional reality of incarceration, particularly for high-profile figures, underscores the human cost behind the headlines. Public speculation and social media discussions continue to amplify the intensity of the situation. Fans and analysts debate his safety, the likelihood of conflicts escalating, and how Suge's psychological resilience will hold up under continuous pressure. The leaked reports, though partially speculative, paint a picture of an environment that is highly volatile, demanding constant awareness, adaptability, and a keen understanding of the social hierarchies at play. For Suge, the stakes have never been higher, and the margin for error is virtually non-existent. Medical attention and emotional support remain crucial. Sources indicate that Suge is closely monitored for physical and psychological strain, with routines and strategies in place to maintain both health and mental fortitude. Support from select advisors and trusted contacts provides guidance, helping him manage risks and navigate challenges while minimizing exposure to unnecessary danger. The combination of vigilance, strategic action, and emotional resilience forms the foundation for survival in a setting that is otherwise unpredictable and unforgiving. Conflict resolution. Strategic alliances and careful social navigation are daily necessities. Suge reportedly approaches interactions with extreme caution, weighing potential outcomes and assessing risks before engaging. In an environment where reputation and perception can dictate treatment, he has learned to balance assertiveness with discretion. Sources reveal that even seemingly minor incidents, conversations in the hallway, interactions during meals, or casual encounters require careful evaluation to avoid escalation or exposure to threats. As Part 3 unfolds, the reality of Suge Knight's life in prison becomes undeniably clear. Survival requires intelligence, patience, and unrelenting awareness. He is forced to adapt constantly to shifting social dynamics, manage emotional strain, and navigate threats that could emerge at any moment. The combination of physical danger, psychological stress, and public scrutiny creates a unique and high-stakes environment where every day presents new challenges. Fans and insiders continue to watch closely, anticipating developments and analyzing each detail as the notorious mogul confronts one of the most demanding chapters of his life. The story of Suge Knight's incarceration is more than just headlines and rumors. It is a testament to the complexities of prison life for high-profile individuals, revealing how personal history, reputation, and previous influence interact with an unforgiving environment. It highlights the precarious balance between survival, strategic engagement, and emotional endurance, emphasizing that life behind bars is both unpredictable and extremely challenging. Each day tests not only physical strength but also mental resilience, emotional stability, and the ability to anticipate and navigate threats effectively. Insiders stress that Suge's experience underscores a broader truth about incarceration. No amount of fame or past power guarantees safety or respect. In prison, survival is determined by situational awareness, strategic thinking, and the ability to read and respond to constantly shifting dynamics. Even for someone with Suge's background, the environment demands vigilance and adaptability, forcing him to navigate challenges that are both unprecedented and life-altering. As this chapter continues, Suge Knight's life inside prison remains a gripping story of resilience, strategy, and survival. Every day brings new challenges, from maintaining personal safety to managing emotional and psychological strain. The public watches closely, fascinated by the reality behind the headlines and eager to understand how one of hip-hop's most notorious figures adapts to the unforgiving and unpredictable. World Behind Bars. Suge Knight's life in prison has become one of the most closely watched and analyzed stories in recent hip-hop history. Sources reveal that the challenges he faces extend far beyond the physical confines of incarceration, encompassing threats from other inmates, emotional strain, and constant public scrutiny. For a man once known for his power, influence, and control, life behind bars presents a new reality where survival, vigilance, and strategic thinking are essential every single day. Friends and insiders emphasize that Suge's experience is not just about physical safety. The psychological and emotional toll is equally significant. Isolation, constant observation, and unpredictable social dynamics test his resilience, forcing him to adapt to an environment that offers no guarantees. Even routine activities, from daily interactions to movement within the facility, require extreme caution and careful planning. Every decision can have consequences, making each day a high-stakes test of awareness and endurance. The public fascination with Suge Knight's prison life highlights the broader intrigue of celebrity incarceration. Fans dissect leaked reports, speculate about conflicts, and analyze how one of hip-hop's most infamous figures navigates danger in an environment where reputation alone offers little protection. The story underscores the harsh reality of prison life, revealing challenges that go far beyond what headlines can convey. Stay informed and follow closely as Suge Knight's journey behind bars continues to unfold. The combination of survival, strategy, and emotional resilience provides a rare glimpse into the realities of life in prison, showing how a notorious mogul confronts danger, adapts to unpredictability, and navigates one